Okay, so let's start with audible pauses. So last time you had you're good all of a sudden, and then you had the so. You did that again this time, and you had a couple of times. It's your transition word. You're speaking normally, it's good flow, good rhythm, good tone, and all of a sudden, so, and then you open. You did that a couple of times, yeah, so just be aware of that. And then the breathing, when you first started, you took a breath, and you let it out, and that's always good to give you kind of a good transition and to calm your nerves. And throughout the speech, I think you could work on the breathing. It wasn't, I could tell you were breathing because you're so alive. But
You are a smart guy.
Or it's like,
No, I appreciate that.
I could tell you were breathing because you asked me to look for it. Had you not asked me to look for it, I might not have noticed it, but it was there. I could tell you were kind of trying to force it, thinking about it as you were speaking. I'm sure you did that when you practiced. So maybe if you just practice more and more, then you'll just kind of get just more natural. Okay, so I think the most important thing about this speech was the organization. The specific purpose was to inform people on how to make a cookbook. And some could argue that by merely choosing that topic, you're also persuading us to do that. So I think that was kind of also the problem with one of your organizations, is you're kind of mixing inform and persuade, because you kind of, I hope you do this, and I hope you make your own family cookbook. So just kind of keep that in mind, that there is kind of a discrepancy between inform and persuade. And then also, you had the 5 points, and I think one time I've heard that most people only remember 3 things at a time. So having 5 is kind of a bit much, because I couldn't remember what they were. And then also, you gave some of the 3 steps, and then you gave this big long story, and then you gave 2 of the other steps. I think it would have been better if you said, step 1 is this, and here's why, step 2 is this, here's why, step 3. And then also you gave the story about your grandmother's pudding, or whatever it was. And you described how much you enjoyed it, and how much you liked it. That didn't really fit into the why we should have a cookbook, because even though it's a great recipe, the story was because that's a good family recipe, and every time I have that, I think of her, and having the cookbook reminds me of her. And so just make sure to have the story match the purpose. Good job. Thanks.
Thank you.